Hi all, this is Dan Brick, and today we're going to do a review of the LEGO Medieval Blacksmith LEGO Ideas set. This set has 2,164 pieces. It comes with these 4 minifigures, a husky puppy, as well as a horse. So let's start by taking a look at the outside of this building, and let's just move these minifigures out of the way for a moment so we can get a better look. So the first thing you'll notice on this building is the Tudor style housing or design that it has, and that is on the second and third floor. And on this main level you got the sandstone gray or light bluish gray primarily, as well as the sandstone green and olive green pieces mixed in. And I really like how they did that, kind of all around the building, as well as putting some tile on the sides near the corners to give the building just more detail. And it really does a good job of making this building look like it's an older building that's been weathered over time, opposed to like a new build. And there's nothing wrong with it either way, but when they did this style, it just gave the build a bit more character. And you can kind of see on the roof they continued that by having some missing shingles and just having these brown vents there in the place where those shingles should be. And then as we move up to the second floor, you can really see the Tudor style housing, where it has these brown tile pieces on the outside that would be the wood build of a Tudor home. And then it's primarily white, and then once again to give it like an aged look, they put this tan color masonry brick or sandstone tan color masonry brick kind of throughout it, just to give it a little more texture and give it a somewhat of a weathered look. And it it does a pretty good job of just adding to the overall design of the building. And then on the side over here, we've got a cool or a well-designed tree here, as well as this little well here with like a little roof over it almost, and a little bucket pail to drop down into the well so they can pull some water out. But now let's take the top level off and take a look at the inside. The roof on this building is just resting in place, and just by pulling up on these pieces you can lift it right off. And it's same on this side, although with a camera in hand it can be a little more difficult. And now let's take a look inside the top level, which is the bedroom for the Medieval Blacksmith. The first thing you see over here, there's a really nice brick-built bed with a wooden bed frame using those brown pieces. Behind that, to the side of it, you can see here there's like a little treasure chest that has a backpack and a little upside-down coin within it. And as you come to the center of the room, you can see this sheepskin or wolfskin rug on the ground. That's a pretty cool feature to this set, and it really fits the medieval era building. And as we come over here, you can see in the fireplace, there is a fire going, although it's a little hard to see on camera right now. And as we come over here, you can see there's a small desk set up on this level with a writing desk, a little stool, and then over there another small table to hold the candlelight. And then right here, you can see the staircase down to the second floor. So let's go ahead and head down. And on the second floor, you can see it's primarily a kitchen and dining room. And there is within the chimney again is another fireplace with this movable cooking pot, so you can move it towards the flames to cook better. And then over here you got like a little bucket with the lid on it for churning up butter. And over here there's a cutting table where they've got a carrot that they're slicing up, as well as a couple of pots and pans behind it. Then in the center of the room there is that table with 2 chairs and some food on it. And then underneath the staircase there's like a barrel of ale that is just kind of hidden in the corner for the characters to drink from. And once again we got that nice window that does open up with these candles to either side of that window. So now let's take the second floor off and go down to the main level of the blacksmith shop. So here we are on the main level of the blacksmith shop. First thing that you'll notice that goes from both the inside and outside is this forge for the blacksmith. And it does have a battery, so when you push this bellow in, it will light up the forge, so the blacksmith can work on his armor pieces or swords. And as we come into the shop here, you can see right in the center of the room there's an anvil where the blacksmith would be working on weapons and armor. Then on this back table you can see some finished products, a helmet, a pot, as well as a fry pan. And then on this wall there's some tools that the blacksmith uses within his shop. And then here is a pretty cool brick-built door. It uses just some plate on the back, but then some tile with a wood design on the front to give a cool wooden-looking door without using a solid one-piece door that a lot of sets use. And the second floor of this medieval blacksmith shop also has this same brick-built door to it as well. And now as we come around to this last final side of the blacksmith shop, you can see some more armor hanging on the wall, the black falcon shield, and then down there it looks like there's some steel ingots that the blacksmith has in reserve to build some more additional either armor, helmets, or swords, or whatever project he's working on next. Now one last detail, or a couple last details on this main level. As I mentioned earlier, here's that little well with a bucket to get the water out. Here's this cool tree that has good design, good plant use elements, as well as those leaves and some apples within it. And I even put a target out here for the archer within the set. And then it'll be a little hard to see on camera, but you can see underneath that stairwell where you can see there's some wood down there. I'm sorry, the lighting's not the greatest. And then if we come over here, you can see that wood again in a little bit better detail. I'll use a flashlight so you can hopefully see it better. And it's just really cool how they just added so much detail into this set. It's not like a full-size modular, but when they downsized the modular a little bit, it enabled them to put a lot more detail on the outside. Like, for example, over here we got this cool little garden, and then got these nice windows, and then this like wood arching that really gives this Tudor style building its design and look. So now let's put this back together and do some final thoughts on this set. Overall, this was a great set to build. I really like how they packed details on every level of this build, both inside and out, as well as around the sides of the building, as I said earlier, with like this little garden on the side, as well as this nice tree and well over here. It also comes with this small little side build, this little horse-drawn cart, where there's room for a minifigure or two, as well as some gear within it, as well as another horse from the medieval era that all castle builders want. I would highly recommend this set to anyone who's looking for another castle set. Thanks to the investors, or LEGO investors, these things do seem to be pretty available still, and their price hasn't gone up too much, at least where I live on Marketplace. I still see them selling at the retail value when it was new, and I would highly recommend picking it up if you're able to find it at that price. Unfortunately, as I said in other videos, LEGO just does not build enough castle sets for whatever reason. The demand is clearly there for it, but for some reason they just don't want to bring out a castle line at this point in time. But overall, I think this is one of my favorite castle sets I've built recently. If you have any questions on it, please leave a comment below and I'll get back to you. And if you'd like what you saw, please subscribe and like this video. It will really help the channel. Thanks. Bye.